Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Hasan Zeki Alp. You know me. I've been presenting your modern programming languages, and this afternoon I will show you. I will present you the second lesson of Lua. Just a few days ago, I have presented Lua Programming Language lesson first, and this afternoon I will go on with file 7, and as far as I have enough time for uploading, I will go on how far we go. Okay, I would like to show you, I would like to present you Lua icon, Lua symbol, and just you can find many tutorials, many courses in YouTube and in internet environment. However, I present you the ready codes, and I will show you, I explain the syntax, and I make it run, and I show the result, the output at the same screen. And by the way, I use JetBrains IntelliJ IDEA to present you, and so far so good. I have already satisfied this development environment to present our lectures in YouTube. Okay, without wasting any time, I'd like to start up our course, our lesson second. Okay, I just change my background in order to be much more eye friendly. And yes, guys, just we have left file 6, and as far as I remember, I have already described file 6, and this time I start with file 7. And I define two variables such as a and b, and I here would like to show you if-then structure and if-then else structure with different values, and if not structure, and just like this. And in a if-then structure, the comparison, logical comparison within the bracket, within the parentheses, okay, a and b. If a and b, then a and b, then line condition is true, and if a or b, this time line 2 condition is true. And I change the value, and this time I make a comparison. Okay, and I'd like to show you the result for that. Okay. Just I can say that in first comparison we change this decimal number to binary code, and in bitwise manner I make a AND logical AND comparison, and the result for that, if a and b, so this condition is true. Okay, and however the for line 2, a or b, the result will be like this. Okay, and let's change the values for that. A is gonna be 0, full 0, I mean, and B is gonna be 1, 0, and this time I just make a comparison. This time, and line 3 condition is true. And how about this one? Line 3 once again, is not true, because A does not A and B, the negation of A and B will not give any affirmative result, so the else branching will be valid for this one. Just the result will be is going to be displayed on the screen. Okay, how about the next file that I want to show you? Okay, I here assign two variables such as hello and string. And by showing this example, just I'd like to show you concatenation example, concatenation of strings. And just my first string has hello string and the other world. And by mentioning this one, okay, by mentioning this one, concatenation is performed. And how about this one? Just by showing with this notation, the length of B will be displayed, and the length of B is hash sign and test. Let me run this one and show you. Okay. In fact, after the concatenation of this one, hello world will be displayed on the screen as it is expected. And how about this one? Length of B is 5. In fact, just we can count it 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 is the length of B, and the length of B is hashtag hash sign and test, and this is gonna be 4 for that one. Okay, how about the next one here? Just by means of this example, I'd like to show you operator precedence. Okay, from starting from the very first one, and by considering the parentheses, the operations are completed, and after that, this is the explanation, sorry about that. And let me show you A plus B will be performed at first. That's going to be 30. 20 plus 10 becomes 30. And C divided by D is going to be C divided by D. Yes, what's that? And the result will be printed out. So I call it E. I assign the value of this operation as E, and I make it printed here. And this time, just I repeat the process by applying parentheses in order to make it much more clear. And this time I complete the operation. Okay, let me run this one. Okay, and each time the result will give for this one the result will give 90. However, if we make a precedence to the later terms, so the result will be different, such as 50. Just we can focus here. Okay, instead of doing this operation, if we prefer this one, and the result thus will be different, what it is expected as correctly. And here, okay, just by means of this example, I intended to give an example of a while loop, Lua while loop. Okay, just I define a variable so as to be 10, and I just establish a while do loop in fact. This is the controlling mechanism, while as long as a less than 20, and do all this block, and within this block I just want to get it printed the value of a, comma, and a, and after this line just I make it incremented by 1, that's to say a equals to a plus 1. Actually this one is going to be assigned as the increased value of a, and all these two line expressions will be contained in do loop in fact, and whenever a less than 20, this is going to be repeated, and whenever a greater than equals to 20 or greater than 20, it's going to be out of the loop. And let me run this one in order to show you the result. Okay, just starting with 10 and up to 20. However, 20 is not included because this condition will be performed as long as a less than 20. That means it might become 19. However, not 20. When it reaches to 20, it's gonna out of this loop. Okay, let me present you another code. Lua for loop. This time I just use for loop. Here I define a variable and initialization value initialized as 10 and 1 and down to 1, and decrement value will be -1. -1 means it's not going to be increased, it's going to be decremented one by one. Okay, within our do loop, just I will get it printed the value of I, and this is the end of this block. So just starting from 10 and after that 9, 8, 7, 6, blah blah blah, and down to 1 is going to be printed on the screen. 11. Okay, starting from 10 and by decrementing by -1 at each time, it's going to be printed down to 1. Okay, it gives no error code, and performance of this code snippet accomplished perfectly. Okay, 11, code 11. And when we look at our example, once again I assign a variable so as to be initialized as 10, and just I establish a repeat until loop here. Just look here, repeat until, and within this code indentation, just I would like to get it printed the value of a with a paraphrasels, and after that I make it incremented by 1. So that means just the starting value will be 10, and after each step it's going to be increased by 1, and however there must be an upper limit or the controlling limit, controlling threshold, and this is going to be like this until a greater than 15. So that means this code will be performed for 11, 12, 13, 14, however not 15, because it's going to be performed for 15. However, for 16 is not going to be performed. Just it's going to contain number 15. Let me show you. Okay, just as we guessed, 15 will be included. However, 16 will not be included, because when it becomes 16, it does not meet the condition of this repetition mechanism, and it goes out of this repeat until loop. Okay, just I'd like to show you one more code. I intend to reach code 15. Okay, this is 12. This is an example for nested loops, you guys. Just here I establish two for loops inside with itself, and just look here. Our first variable is j. It is initialized as 2, and I here establish a for loop. Just you can follow me up to here. Okay, and just for this loop, I initialized another variable I, starting from 2 up to 10, and the action for that do. And here just focus here. I construct another for loop here, for do loop here. Okay, up to here. And this time just I use the variable j, and up to I divided by j, and step will be 2, and the performance action will be do. And here there is a mechanism. If not I divided by j with remaining, or other saying modulo arithmetic. If not, that means this condition should not be met affirmatively, then break and end. However, there is another controlling mechanism here. If j greater than I divided by j, then this phrasal will be printed out, and this will be performed up to 10. So let me show you after running this code. Okay, just a few. Okay, it started. We are talking about letter I. Okay, letter I, where it is. Okay, it's started with a 2, and I divided by j with remaining, and it's repeated 3 times, and after that the final value for I is printed on the screen. 14, file 14. This is an example for using break statement. Here I define a variable 10, and I establish a while do loop here, and within do loop I make it printed the value of a for each time, and this is going to be repeated until a less than 20. So that means we can see 19, however not 20. And it's going to be increased by 1. And there is another logical comparison here, relational comparison, sorry. If a greater than 15, that means if this condition is met, then terminate the loop. So apply break, command, and end. And when I run this code, just we can see that. Okay, just starting with 10, so it's going to be increased by 1 by means of this increment value, and it's printed by this method. And if a greater than 15, so that means a might be equal to 15 in fact. However, when it becomes 16, it's not going to be performed the previous structure, and it's going to be break and end. This is an example for break statement, as you see. And let me show you file 15. Okay, this is an example for infinite loop. It's not desirable some of the time, this this while loop, in fact. However, if we would like to be sure that this loop is going to be performed forever, I mean infinitely, so just we can construct such a form, such a syntax, while true, and do this one, and each time it's gonna look here, while true, okay, true, it's gonna perform this one. That's to say, it's gonna be performed infinitely. Just as I said, it can be preferable some of the time. However, it's dangerous from my point of view. Okay, we have reached up to file 15. Yes, guys. Okay, I hope you find it interesting, you guys. These lessons will be in Turkish as well. English is not my native language. Sorry for my French. Somehow I might have done for presenting you this lesson in English form. And thanks for your sharing time with me. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching me, and thanks for your sharing this very first hours of this evening. Bye now.